In this video, I'm going to be looking at the monthly candle close and give a prediction for the month ahead. Now, usually I make this video on the first of every month, and for a long time, I actually didn't miss a single update of these monthly videos. But this month, unfortunately, I was locked out of my computer, so I could not make that video on the first, and now I have everything back and set up. I had a bunch of computer issues. Luckily, that is solved right now. So it is today the 8th of August. And today we are going to still look at that monthly candle close of last month, and I'm going to share with you my views on what could lie ahead based off that monthly candle for the rest of this month and potentially even longer than that. Before we get started, welcome to the channel. My name is Dirk. If you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button down below. Click the notification bell so you do get future updates. Pause the video for a second. Just click that subscribe button down below. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video and the predictions that I make, please smash the like button. It helps the video get out to more people. If you want to get on my email list, you can do so. The first link in the description down below. And you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter, where I'm much more active throughout the day with updates and charts and setups and my thoughts in general. So all those links are in the description down below. All right, so obviously we're already 1 week into the new month. So we're currently trading at just over 24,000. So before I get into this month's prediction, what I think could lie ahead, let's take a look at what I said at the beginning of July, on the 1st of July, and then I will come back to this chart. Which means that technically, as long as we're below this, the trend is still bearish and it could continue. So we are looking at minimum to start getting more bullish is to reclaim this with a monthly close above it, which means we need to get a monthly close above 21,500 before we can start to consider getting bullish. Okay, so that was quite simply it. Last month, so on the 1st of July, we had that a monthly candle close below the 50 monthly moving average, the blue moving average over here. And technically at that point, that was a bearish sign because we did not have a monthly close. You can see going back all the way, we had this wick here in March 2020. We did not close below it. So that was potentially a sign where if we couldn't get back above that moving average, there was further downside potential. And at that point in time, there was a lot of fear in the market, etc. So basically, we look at the charts and we let the charts guide the direction and the strategy rather than relying on emotions. So the strategy is simple. If we can reclaim that 50 monthly average with a close above it, which I said in last prediction on the 1st of July, if we can reclaim that with a monthly close above it, it gets more bullish technically. And that is what happened. We did not have the continuation follow through and we ended up closing above it, which is really a good sign for the bulls because like I've said here before, we did not get a monthly close all this time. And here we got that close, but we reversed right back up. And if you look at what has happened in the past, this 50 moving average has marked the bottom of bearish trends all this way going back. In 2018, it was the bottom. In March 2020, even, it got a wick below it, but it closed back above it. And now, yes, we got that monthly close, but it reversed right back above it. And now we are back above that 50 moving average on the monthly, which by the way is very similar to the 200 weekly moving average. We'll zoom in on the weekly chart in a second. So back in early June, I made a prediction on this channel based on the 3-day death cross and the prediction of that marking the bottoms. And I said it was very possible, if that pattern repeats, that we are looking for a bottom of this bearish trend in the middle of June. And that is pretty much exactly what happened. Just a little bit close to the middle of June, we went slightly below 20,000, we bounced back up, and so far that has been the bottom into the 17,000s. So again, this is where I say it's not about anyone's opinion, it is not about emotions, it is looking at the data. I've shared a lot of data. I will link to that video up here or in the description down below, so you can go and rewatch that if you want. All the data was pointing towards us being at or near an historic bottom. So far that has been the case, and it may end up being the case that that was the final wick low in June. But obviously we will only know that, way after the fact, 6 or 12 months down the line, we will know, was that the absolute bottom or not? And due to reasons that I've already explained many times on my social channels, and I think even in videos here on the channel, I do think there is still possibility in September to create a shakeout month. due to September being historically the worst performance for Bitcoin monthly, also us being in a midterm election year, which tends to be the bottom, tends to be bad for stock market. So while we're on this topic of predictions, on June the 5th, I posted this on my Twitter. I said why I think the crypto trend, bear market trend is almost in, possibly in the next few weeks. And basically I got this whole thread over there. You can find my Twitter in the description down below the link, so come and follow me there. So you can see over there, I also said this based on the 3-day death cross. All this I basically posted. I suspect we still get a final wick lower capitulation into the low 20,000s, even into the teens briefly, and if that happens, that's my signal to deploy my risk capital. That is basically exactly what happened. Middle of June, we went below 20k, we went into the 17,000s, and we bounced from there. Okay, so this prediction has been very accurate. And then on July 5th, I posted there's a fair value gap. It lines up with the golden pocket fib around 26.7 to 27.4. I said it wouldn't be impossible as a rally there in the coming weeks. Then another drop back down somewhere in September for a major shakeout, and then big rally in Q4. And again, this was when Bitcoin was trading around $20,000. So going back now, again, those things have been accurate. They have been relevant. So follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram. The links are in the description down below. I do share a lot of stuff there when I'm not uploading videos here on YouTube. And of course, if you want to become a member of Intelligent Cryptocurrency, the second link in the description down below, you can become a member, get access to my newsletter, my research, and our private Discord groups where I'm in there every day sharing my analysis and my own buy and sell movements and trade setups. So if you want to come and join, there's a 60-day money back guarantee. You can come and try it out risk-free. Sign up, second link in the description down below. So basically, this is still what could be on track, and it's going to be interesting to see. Like I said, we will only know in hindsight if that was the true final bottom in June. What I do suspect now, moving back over to the weekly chart, you can see how similar that is. This is the 200-week moving average, and the 50 monthly moving average is very, very similar. So we are now back above the 200-week moving average. We just had 2 weekly closes, barely, but they closed above this 200 moving average. If I zoom in, you can actually see it over here, this 200 moving average. The last 2 weeks we had closes above it, and now we're starting to move above it. This is a good sign for the bulls. Being above this 200 moving average, above that 50 moving average on monthly, the trend favors the upside now, favors the bulls. So until we get a weekly close back below here, I think we see bullish continuation. My guess is that we see that until potentially for the whole of August, maybe into early or middle September, we get this rally and we potentially go up somewhere between 27 and 30,000, maybe even 32,000. Okay, we get a nice big move up. Then, based on everything I've shared before with you, in September we might get some sort of major shakeout towards middle or end of September. Keep in mind we also have the next FOMC meeting about the interest rate decision. So maybe we get something like this. Until middle of September, we go up a little bit, then we get some sort of major shakeout in September, October, and then bounce back up, and then a continued rally higher up. That is kind of what I'm leaning towards right now, where we don't know how deep that's going to go. Okay, so if we get the shakeout, maybe it's a pullback where we don't go to the lows, but we could retest the lows, or we could even go slightly below that. That possibility is still there. So try to be cautious if we do get an extended rally over the next couple of weeks, right? Especially going back into the end of August or the first week of September, maybe the second week of September. If we get to this level around over here between 27 and 30,000, look for signs of exhaustion. Be cautious because we could still get a retest of these lows. It's not a guarantee, but it is still a possibility. And of course, at that point, it would be nice to either hedge with a short or maybe hop over into stable coins or fiat currency with your crypto holdings and be able to add a lot more if we get that crash. Of course, that's risky, so proceed at your own risk. That's not financial advice, but it is a possible strategy where, of course, if it does play out in this way, if you can sell your crypto and then buy back, 50% or 100% more than you had, that would obviously be a more optimal strategy. So predictions for the month, let's keep it simple. Let's sum it up with some actual numbers. I would want to see this stay above the 50 moving average on the monthly. So that means we need to stay above $22,000 with a monthly close. As long as that is the case, there is good potential for the bulls to continue. Also keep an eye on the 200-week moving average. As long as we stay above there, things are good for the bulls. Get back below there with a weekly close or monthly close, then things start looking sketchy again. Upside targets is somewhere between $27,000 and $30,000. I do think it's possible that we still hit that within August. So that's what we're looking for, to stay above 22,000, and we're looking for potentially $27,000 to $30,000 this month in August. So let's have a look at Ethereum on the monthly chart too, because this one is actually more bullish than Bitcoin. So as usual, before we get into this chart, let me play for you what I said on the 1st of July in that monthly update for Ethereum. So in terms of price, we want to really see Ethereum at least get above this 50 moving average, so above 1150 with a monthly close. But really, before getting bullish, we need to see this get back above this 2018 all-time high, so above 1440. We need to see Ethereum get there before we start getting bullish once again. Alright, so I said we really needed to reclaim this 50 moving average to get more bullish, or there was more downside potential. And again, there was a lot of fear at that point in the market, being that monthly close below the 50 on the month. That was bearish until we could reclaim it. And we did reclaim it with strength, as you can see over here. So that month, we not only reclaimed the 50 monthly average, but we also reclaimed this 2018 all-time high. And we closed back above that. That showed a lot of strength. And again, this leads me to believe there's going to be more continuation to the upside, especially with the narrative around the Ethereum merge, which may actually happen in September. Nobody really knows. There is a soft deadline target set for, I believe, the 19th of September, but we will have to wait and see if that is actually going to play out, and if it even does go as planned without any obstacles or any problems. The narrative is basically, people are getting bullish for the merge because it is going to change from a proof of work to proof of stake, reducing selling pressure from the miners. That is the theory behind it. So there's going to be less selling pressure on Ethereum, and potentially it's going to go higher, meaning also proof of stake validators, if people have enough Ethereum, they're going to be able to stake, and the switch to proof of stake is going to potentially allow for higher yields and higher rewards, which is why larger players are buying a lot of Ethereum ahead of that merge narrative. Now, obviously, we look at the charts to let us see what is going to happen or what could happen. So right now, I think this was a very bullish candle last month, where we had July close back above the 2018 all-time high here. And I do think we see continued upside. My guess is that we see above $2,000, potentially between $2,200 and $2,400 to the upside this month with Ethereum. Obviously, that's going to depend on markets as a whole, the stock markets, Bitcoin, and the crypto markets. But it does feel like there is bullish momentum behind this, and we will see further upside, in my opinion. So what we are looking is obviously for this to stay above the monthly open. So get it to stay above 1,570. That would be great. And for the upside, like I said, somewhere between 2,000 and 2,400, maybe around 2,200 this month. And hopefully maybe even more continuation to the upside is definitely not impossible, but let's take it 1 month at a time. Now, obviously, if we get below this $1,200 level, below this 50 moving average again, especially with the monthly close, that would be very, very bearish. And then I would look for further downside continuation to between the $500 and $300 range. But for now, things look bullish. And as long as we're staying here, even above this monthly close, above 1570, I would still be targeting, like I said, $2,200 to $2,400, and potentially even this month. So we are in an interesting spot in the crypto markets right now, where we are not completely sure yet if the bottom was in. But a lot of the charts and a lot of the data, as I've shown over the last weeks and I've shown in my prediction video, showed that we could actually have had a bottom in June. Now, we are getting a rally. A lot of people are still overly bearish. A lot of people are still expecting much lower, which obviously leads to the opposite happening, like it does most of the time. We get more of a rally that people don't anticipate. We're at 24,000 in Bitcoin. We're at almost $1,800 in Ethereum, and people were waiting to buy lower. Okay, so a lot of people are caught offside. A lot of people are still betting on the short side, which means we potentially still have multiple weeks of upside squeeze ahead, like I've kind of shared my thoughts in this video already. Now, we just have to be careful because there could still be one more shakeout. There could still be one more retest of the lows, or potentially even wick lower. And if that were to happen, my time frame would be towards the end of September, maybe first week of October. But then we have the midterm elections in November. So Q4 historically for stocks tends to be bullish, also for the crypto markets in general. So if we get a major rally in stocks and in crypto, then Q4 would be the place for that to happen. And you know, it is not completely impossible that we go all the way back up without retesting the lows, which means that anyone who missed out or who sold or who panic sold the lows or was waiting to buy back in lower, they won't get the chance to re-enter. That is also a possible scenario, but I'm still leaning towards September shakeout. So let's see what happens this month. Let's see what happens in September if we do get that shakeout, and if we do get some sort of flash crash. I do think personally that is going to be the best buying opportunity that we will see. I don't know if we're going to get it. If we do, that is what I'm counting on to really deploy personally all my risk capital into the crypto market. So let's be prepared for multiple scenarios. Let's look at what this month gives us. Keep an eye on the weekly and the daily charts. Obviously, if you want more analysis in real time frames, if you want to be able to ask questions, come and join the VIP membership. Join the Discord group. I'm in there every single day and sharing trade setups, sharing my analysis, sharing my insights, and you can become a member. It's the second link in the description down below. There's a 60-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk to you. But if you want to stay up to date with these fast-moving markets, that's the best place to be, because I only upload these videos, you know, once a month and then a couple other videos a month. So, you know, if you want that insight and you want that edge, in my opinion, it's more than worth the membership fee. Come and sign up. It's the second link in the description down below. If not, it's no problem. My YouTube will always be free. My social media, Instagram, Twitter, the links are in the description down below. Those will also always be free. But, you know, every day that the market moves and that you're making wrong decisions or not having that insight or that community to lean on could potentially be costing you a lot more than the fee of the membership to sign up. So hopefully I'll see you inside. If not, no problem. I will see you in the next video. Please smash the like button, subscribe, and I will see you on the 1st of next month.